Welcome everybody, I'm Alexander Linz, Head of Content of WatchAdvisor.com, and today I will show you in 2 videos the new BREGUET Marine Collection. BREGUET has completely redesigned and completely looked over its marine collection, its famous marine collection, and there are a lot of details to be discovered. First video will be about the freehand automatic watch and the chronograph, and in a second video, because it's a little bit more of explanations, I will show you the alarm musicale. So have fun watching the video. So the first watch in the collection Marine of BREGUET I am today presenting you this morning here is the automatic with date. BREGUET has completely overseen its marine collection. The look of the marine collection is a much more modern look than it was before. So if we start with the dial, it's of course, as always at BREGUET, it is a gold dial and it's machine-turned guillochage, the typical way they treat the dials with the waves. Everything is, there's a lot of handcraft applied to make such a dial look that way. As well as if we go on the case side, you see this typical flute, or that what you see on the edge of a coin that is taken from the ancient times of BREGUET when he was making pocket watches to not make them so easily slide out of your hand. So he had the edges or the roundings of the cases done this way, so if you would have your pocket watch in your hand, it wouldn't slide out of it. So even then, if we go a little bit further here to the crown is bigger now. It's really fitting or turning perfectly in your hand. That's what you expect from a sports watch. It's a wounded crown, so the watch is waterproof, of course. And so if you wind the crown, you have to unscrew it first before you can start manipulating either the date, winding the watch in case you need to do that, or set the time. The hands, the typical palm hands from BREGUET, have been also brought into the recent times, been reworked over, and the look is more modern. They are bigger than they were, and superluminova is applied, so that's that liquid that is applied to make the dial shine when it is charged with light during when it is dark or during night, and it will shine in a blue way. So very nice, fitting to the fantastic blue color of this watch. And for me, the highlight, of course, and this is why I have not been turning the watch around, the white gold version I'm showing you here in the picture is, of course, the unbelievable, beautiful movement BREGUET always has in his watches. And for the very first time, the surfaces of the bridges have also been machine turned or used the technique of guillochage to add some extra details to the Geneva stripes that are applied here. The oscillating weight is designed in the way as we have the steering wheels on boats, so there's a little hint of detail here, as you see when I turn it a little bit, and the execution of that automatic movement is really high-end, so we are talking about an haute horlogerie movement, so every little part is being treated, all edges, everything has been really treated as you expected from a high-end haute horlogerie movement, of course. So the entire BREGUET Marine is looking pretty modern these days, even very modern, and this execution here in the picture is the one with the blue dial and white gold case. There's also a folding clasp coming with it, so you have a triple folding clasp. I hope we see that, so we can close it and use it. And if you are not so much in blue, BREGUET is offering the same watch also in a titanium case with, of course, a white gold dial as always, the same execution details with these, with the case, the same movement, of course, the folding clasp, of course, as we have seen it just before, but it's the execution in titanium. The white gold dial is also guilloché. The guillochage has been applied, machine turned, and it's handcrafted the same way with the same attention as it is on the version in white gold with the waves. And of course, and this is always interesting, both watches feature a number on the dial. If you exactly look, there are two different numbers under the logo of Breguet, and this is a number that belongs individually to the watch. And if you once buy a Breguet, you will be part of the club of owners of a Breguet, and the watch can always be traced back to you as the owner. So the individual number on the dial is individually given to this watch and will always belong to this watch. So it is kind of a very, very individual and unique naming or additional feature that really shows that this is a Breguet, as always, numbered individually. So very nice, redone, the automatic freehands version with the dial. And if you also look, the date indication, the blue and the gray, is 100% matching the color of the dial, so it's absolutely gorgeous, and that is what we expect from Breguet. And yeah, well done. So both of these watches can, if you would like to have them, also ordered or bought with a leather strap, but honestly speaking, this watch must be worn on a rubber strap. That's what makes these watches so sexy and cool and different, because if you buy a Breguet, it's a distinctive style you're wearing, and if you wear it on a rubber strap, this gives an extra, I would say, sexiness to the watch. And of course, there is a price for the watch. Unfortunately, these prices are not for free. I would have taken both already. The titanium version, the freehand titanium version, is sold for 16,900 Swiss francs, including the VAT, the taxes here in Switzerland. And if you are interested in going for the white gold version, this one is sold for 27,900 Swiss francs. But I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's absolutely worth if you really consider what kind of attention has been given to the watch, and if you consider the quality of the movement, consider the fact that this everything, more or less everything, is done by hand, and it really takes couple of days to completely finish the watch for the watchmaker, and it takes months to finish all the little parts you need to finally be able to assemble the watch.